Come on, Mario. Let's do this, dude. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on! Mario! What's going on, my sexy sauce? Welcome to another episode of me just talking about the Pokemon TCG. Now, those of you that haven't heard the new news about the basically the rule changes coming to the game, it will be effective November 8th, and there's several of them. I was actually expecting a much larger list of rule changes, but it looks like there's just a few. However, these very few are making a big splash. Starting off the bat, Professor Juniper, or concerning Professor Juniper anyway, not the biggest deal in the world, just basically that there will be a Professor Sycamore card that does the same exact thing. And this card lets you discard your entire hand and then draw 7 new cards from your deck. Great card. I'd say a staple. Run at least 3 of them per deck. You know, I'm someone that prefers to run 4, at least for the deck I'm running right now. Anyway, there's just a slight concern with that I have, and some people I've talked with lately, and that's just basically that you're not able to play this card and also have a Professor Sycamore within the deck. That means you can't run 2 and 2 if you're wanting to at all, which is kind of silly, and I'm not sure if maybe just on Pokemon.com if they just didn't explain that thoroughly, where you actually can play 2 of each, or maybe 3 and 1 if you wanted to. Maybe they just didn't take the time to clarify. Either way, it is kind of upsetting. If you can't even run 2 and 2, I can totally understand if they don't want you running 4 of each or something like that, or 4 of Juniper and 1 Sycamore, for example, or and vice versa. I guess I can understand that. Fine. I mean, one, people would burn through their decks pretty quickly. Secondly, you could top deck very easily as well. So, like I said, understandable. But why not just combine the 2 together? I mean, as long as a judge can see that you're running up to 4 in a combination of each card, there shouldn't be that big of a deal. Anyway, so that does it for Professor Juniper. Other than that, there is the issue with Pokemon Catcher, which is one of the bigger issues, at least for me personally. And that is that this card right here lets you go ahead and switch any of your opponent's active Pokemon with one of their bench Pokemon. Very powerful card, speeds up the game immensely. At least that's how I feel about it. And now they're basically making it to where you would have to flip a coin, and if it lands on heads, or if you roll a die, and if you're playing evens or heads, then you could actually switch your opponent's Pokemon from the bench to active and vice versa. However, this one, the original copy, does not make you have to flip a coin or anything like that. There are no odds to it. There's no chance. If you play the card, you get what you get. Simple as that. And you get to knock out a Pokemon, or you get to just at least switch out what you don't want out there against your opponent, or against your own Pokemon. So again, that's a kind of a big deal, because I've been talking with people, and myself in general just feel that Pokemon Catcher is not as much of a staple as it used to be, or as it is at this very moment before November 8th hits. I'm considering running more escape ropes instead then, you know, just anything else, or maybe more switches in general, just that way, maybe if my opponent has a Pokemon out they want, at least I can switch out for something I want, and I can use an escape rope as well. Maybe more people will run the A-Spec card, Switch Scramble, which will help as well with that. It's just kind of like, it's too bad that they're making you leave more to chance. I mean, it's bad enough you have to like dig through your deck to get one. I mean, there are plenty of supporters out there that let you draw what you need, like for instance a Skyla. You can just Skyla for a catcher really easily. So it's understandable why they would nerf it a bit, but I mean, to the degree it is nerfed, it's kind of too bad. But oh well. Yeah, that kind of does it for these trainer cards right here. Other than that, another big change that they're doing is that you can go first if you want in the game, and for a long time, going first meant that you get a great advantage. You know, you get to attack right off the bat and just get the ball rolling. Now, the player that goes first is not any longer allowed to attack as well within that same turn. The player that chooses to go second, though, does get to attack their first turn. So it's kind of messing with the game a little bit. I mean, it's interesting to see how people will strategize their decks now. You know, it seems like now that catchers are out of the way, and now that the player that goes first isn't necessarily going to just smack their opponent right off the bat, Stage 2 decks can really rule the game now, and that's kind of exciting to me anyway. If you guys have any sort of opinions on this, please feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. I'd be happy to hear what you guys think would be great for decks nowadays, now that these new rules are going to be coming, like I said, on November 8th. I'll leave a link in the description below of where you can find these new rules. Again, it is on the official Pokemon website, or on the TCG site, but again, I'll leave a link just so you guys can see that. I'll leave an annotation on the screen as well for those of you that are watching on a computer, PC, Mac, whatever. Anyways, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this. I hope you guys leave me some just basically some feedback, because I would like to know what you guys think of all this and what you guys have plans for in the very near future. Thank you guys so much. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. That way you can know whenever I'm uploading something new. And if you guys want to ask me anything about future content or want to suggest any future content, go ahead and let me know in the comment section down below, or hit me up on Twitter. You can find me at AJ Applesauce. And if you use the hashtag gaming news, that way I can see it even easier. Thank you very much for watching, and once again, appreciate it. Have a great one. Bye bye.